Yes, good morning, everyone. Welcome for our second day demo session related to the supply chain management cloud. Yeah, guys, any doubts on the previous demo, what we have discussed, please? Anybody would like to talk with me? So that I already uploaded here in cloud, sorry, in YouTube. Demo one is already there. So we discussed last class what is cloud, different cloud companies. So why the cloud is required for the clients? What is Oracle Cloud? What are different cloud companies? We have the competitors in the market, and what are different tools and products we have. And then what is fusion applications? Then what is fusion application? Supply chain management. How about the competitors in the ERP software? What is ERP software? This are. Yeah. So now today we are going to, excuse me, we are going to see the fusion applications environment, how it looks like. We are going to see the fusion applications environment, how it looks like. And then we are going to see what is setups and configurations. And we'll see user creation, how to create user. We'll see how to add implementation roles. And then we'll see the project model, or we call it as a project hierarchy. Then we'll be discussing different project phases, excuse me, in the cloud environment. This is all we are going to discuss now. Yes. So Fusion applications environment, we can directly access from the application here. So we have to just enter the URL. Even when we are working in the real time, also same process, no change at all. So we have to just enter the URL. So the URL will be different. And that's obviously right. It's different from one client to another client. Okay. So let's enter the URL here. Now we are connecting to Oracle Cloud, means indirectly Oracle servers. We are connecting, and we are going to log into the applications called Fusion Applications ERP software. We are connecting to Fusion Applications ERP software here. In Fusion Applications ERP software. This is what Oracle Fusion product. We can see two menus here. Right side, we find user menu, which will be used to do our setups and configurations. Indirectly, this is admin part. Indirectly, this is admin part. Here it is. Okay. And we can see the navigator left side. This is to perform the day-to-day activities. This is to perform day-to-day activities. We'll be using this. Okay. So this is mainly for the end user. End user means the client who is going to use this product. The client who is going to use this product, we'll call it as end user here. But as a functional consultant, we are going to see both. We are going to see both user menu because we have to do the setups and configurations. Whatever the setups we have done, that we are supposed to test it. And finally, we'll go for deliver to client, right? So that's why testing purpose, we go with the navigator menu. Now I'm going to show you once you log into, let me just log out and log in once again. Just we have to enter the URL, whatever is given by Oracle or client, okay, and log into the applications. First, we will see how to create our own username and then how to add the roles. Roles are nothing but access, permission to the applications. Now go to tools menu here. Go to Tools menu here. Security console. Go to Tools menu, Security console. Go to the tab, Users tab here. This environment is purely to configure the security. User management, role management, setting up the certificates, security certificates, setting up single sign-on, user categories, password policies, and all here. Okay. So I'm going to create a user account. We'll see all these options one by one detailed in our training. So right now I'm just creating new user here. Okay. Sujit Kumar. That's the first name and last name. I'm just going to have the username as Sujit, password, re-enter the password. Okay. Then we will go for add the roles here. So whenever we are working with Oracle Fusion Cloud, if we want to implement this software for client, we required two roles called implementation roles. We'll call those roles as implementation roles. One is application implementation consultant. Application implementation consultant role. One is application implementation consultant role. Another role is IT security manager. So roles are very important. We call it as a security also. We call it as a security. So when we are working with any module, for example, in supply chain management module, we discussed mainly we have three modules: inventory, procurement, order management. So when we are working with inventory module, we come up with around 5 to 6 roles. So we have to be clear all these 5, 6 roles. We have to be clear with all these 5, 6 roles. Okay, that's what we call it as a roles access, standard roles or seeded roles given by Oracle. We are going to, we are going to customize these roles and we are going to create new roles with security. Depends on the requirement. We'll do that. So that that and all comes under the security. We'll see that later. Okay. So every module we will have 5 to 6 roles that we should be very clear what exactly that role, what it contains. Okay. And how we can customize that role, different privileges and all. Right now, I have added 2 roles to this user, Mr. Sujit. The role names are IT Security Manager and Application Implementation Consultant role. IT Security Manager, Application Implementation Consultant. These 2 roles we have added. Go for save and close.
Sir, one question.
Yes.
Like we created a new user, but when we purchase this Oracle product, I think it won't be coming up with these roles. So
One
what
role,
role? Yes.
one
So
user, one user they will give that we have to log in and create our own users.
what role that user be having, sir?
That they will give all roles for
Okay.
that user because that will be super user or admin role.
Yes. Yes.
So with
Okay.
that user, we'll start creating the new user accounts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. So now Sujit is the username. I would like to make some changes for this user account. So then I can search like this here. And we can see the status of this user account here active. Is it locked, unlocked? Maybe if you try with multiple wrong passwords, sometimes our user account will be locked also. And we can see that user details here and what roles are there. If you want to reset the password, we can do. You want to go for remove some of the roles and add the new roles, it can be done from here. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to log in with this username, Mr. Sujit. Let me log out from this account here.
Sir, is this case sensitive?
Password is case sensitive, username is not.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now Mr. Sujit logged into the applications. Right side, we can see the option called setup and maintenance. If you want to get this option, which role is required? Application implementation consultant. We added that. That's why we are able to see this setup and maintenance. Whenever we are working in the projects, 90% of our work will be in this environment only. This environment, we call it as FSM. In our general layman language, we call it as the admin access. In Oracle Fusion applications, we call it as a FSM access, functional setup manager. Functional setup manager. That's what we call it. FSM access. Functional setup manager. Functional setup manager. So in FSM environment, what we do the functional setups related to our modules, supply chain management, right? These all are the different domains. Yesterday, we discussed about ERP product, finance domain, supply chain domain, human capital management, CRM, like that, right? I can see all the list here. I can also see these domain names from actions menu, go to offerings, financial offering, HR offering, supply chain offering, like this. If you go to actions menu, we can find all the offerings over here. Okay, so here is financials, here is accounting hub, and I can see the supply chain management here. So when we talk about supply chain management, it is purely on the inventory module, right? This is manufacturing and supply chain management. This is about the procurement. This is about sales, order management. And this is about product management, nothing but inventory module. Okay, so we will be working with all these four modules. One is inventory module. One is inventory module will be working, then order management module, then procurement module. And this is manufacturing we don't use because that's not a part of supply chain. Manufacturing is different. But we can say that after supply chain management, advanced we can say manufacturing. After supply chain management, we try to learn manufacturing like WIP module, form modules, planning modules and all here. Okay, so that time we go for this options here. Yeah, so this is just as given. Once you join in the project, you want to know whether your client is using procurement module or not. Here you can find the status. Whether your client is using sales order management module or not, you can find. Status is enabled. It means your client has subscribed for order management, and we can see the related tasks here. We can find related tasks over here. Okay, this is the page where we are going to see the different options, where we are going to see the different options over here. Okay, fine. So this is just options here. What are the modules your client is involved? Go to navigator menu. We added two roles, right? One is IT security manager, another one is application implementation consultant. I can see this application implementation consultant is applied here. I can see that from here, setup and maintenance. Okay, now go to navigator, tools menu, security console. So security console is an environment where I can manage complete my security, nothing but my user management, and I can manage my role management, means creating the role, customization of the role. This all I'll do it. And I can go with user management. Here it is. Okay. This is what the user creation just now we have done. And we added the role called implementation roles. This application implementation consultant. Okay. Now we'll see what is the difference between implementation user and employee user. Okay. So let's say your client is Xerox Corporation and they are doing the business in India, US, and UK. Let's say they have more than 30,000 employees they have. Okay, 30,000 employees to maintain their entire business day-to-day data transactions, finance data, procure data, order management, and all the transactions. They decided to implement this ERP software. Okay, so what Xerox company will do, they'll communicate with Oracle Corporation because Oracle Corporation has developed this product. Oracle Corporation developed this product. Okay. Oracle Corporation is the product owner, right? Yeah. So Xerox Corporation will get the license from Oracle Corporation for the product called Oracle Fusion Applications. In Oracle Fusion Applications also, whatever the modules they wanted to have. Again, in supply chain management also, they may go for implement only inventory module as well as procurement. Maybe they don't want order management. They might be using some other software to maintain their sales information. So they don't want to disturb that other legacy system. Okay. So they can choose the domain and choose the modules and take the license from Oracle Corporation. Once they take the license, means subscription, cloud subscription, the software is empty. As I said just now, the software will be empty. So you are supposed to configure everything in the application. So for that, what client will do is they will give this implementation project to the Oracle partners. To the Oracle partners. Who are the Oracle partners? We have TCS, we have Deloitte, we have Accenture, we have Infosys, we have Wipro. Like this, thousands of partners are there across the world. Across the world, thousands of partners we have, Oracle partners. So they will go for a quote, how much time they need for implementation of this product to the client. So they will analyze, they'll say that, yes, we do implementation in 1 year and 2 years of 2 months support, pilot support. After that, go live support we'll give. And this is the cost. Like that, the discussions will happen between the client and the partners. Let's say project is given to Accenture. They given the project to Accenture. The Accenture company has got the project. Now what Accenture company has to do, they have to modify this software, both inventory module and procurement module, and make sure that this software will be used by these employees day to day. Maybe not all the employees. Client says that out of 30,000, only 5,000 employees will use this software. Remaining all are non-IT employees. They may not use the Fusion applications. They might be using some other softwares. That is whatever, user license. Okay. Now what Accenture company will do is they'll recruit the team. They'll recruit the software team, IT team, or we call it as implementation team. They'll go for recruit, implementation, functional consultant, technical consultant. So there will be a senior level consultant or architect who will decide how many functional people are required, how many technical people are required to complete this project. Okay. And the project plan, these all things will be done. So now we are here. Now we are going to work here as a functional consultant. Okay. So even if we want to do the product customization, we require a role, right? We require a user account, right? That's what this. So let's say there are 10 functional consultants are going to involve in the project. And let's say there are 3 technical consultants are going to involve in the project for the technical work. Okay. So total 13 members. So total 13 members we are going to have it here it is. Okay. For all the 13 members, usernames and passwords will be created and given the implementation roles like this. Just now I have done it right like this. This is what implementation user. So 1 year we will do the project. We do the setups, we do the configuration, we do the testing, development, extensions, integrations, everything is fine. Client also is okay. Then we will give this access to the employees, your client employees. So what they do, every day they come to office, they log into applications like this. And once they log in, they create invoice, they payment, they create purchase orders, they create supplier balances, supplier updates. So day-to-day transactions, like how the transactions will happen in the banking sector or education sector, automobile, whatever the domains are there, the day-to-day business transactions will be updating, deleting, inserting, these all things will happen. That's how the project will happen. That's how the project will happen. Yeah. Is clear, everybody? Any doubts here now, please?
Good morning, sir. I have a doubt regarding this. So if we like Accenture got the project Okay, from Xerox Corporation. So they function 10 functional consultant and 3 technical consultant will work on the Oracle Cloud portal.
Yes, Oracle Cloud only, Oracle portal only, we will give the access. For every client, they will give different URL.
Okay.
URL will be different, but internally, the server is same, data center. See,
Okay.
you are giving the server access to your client, right? So we'll
Okay.
give the URL and they can start working.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, now, so we have seen how to create a user account and then what are the implementation roles. And then we have seen the environment and where we see the FSM functional setups and configurations. What is meant by setup and what is meant by configuration? Okay, so whenever you open the software, as I said, it will be empty. So Oracle, what they do, they will give you the empty software. So there we have to configure the suppliers. We have to configure the customers. We have to configure the items. We have to configure the taxes. We have to configure procurement terms. We have to configure agreement terms. We have to configure the security. We have to configure the approvals. We have to configure the buyers. We have to configure buyer assignment rules. Like this, hundreds of setups we have to do, setups and configurations. I written around 10. Generally, hundreds of setups for every module because these setups are different from one client to another client. We need to interact with the client. So if I talk about the supplier, I'll ask my client, how many suppliers you have? Because you are doing business. Obviously, someone will supply some goods or services to your company. So how many people are there like this? They said around 20,000 suppliers are there, different suppliers. Okay. So across the country or across the world? So depends on that. Yes, across the world. Okay, fine. Out of 20,000, how many people are related to the electronic goods? How many people are related to the daily usages? How many people are related to the services? Like that, different categories, different products, different services are there. We will go for segregate and we'll try to configure the suppliers in the applications. Like that, every setup we need to interact with the client and gather that requirement, prepare a document, get approval, and then start doing it. That's the process. Okay. So first what we have to do, gather requirement. When you want to gather the requirement, first you have to explain about the setup to the client. So if I want to configure the suppliers for you, then please tell me how you deal with the suppliers. Okay, so this is the different products, different services. We have different suppliers across the country, across the world also we deal with them. And we also make the payments to them. Some of the suppliers I'll pay immediately. Some of the suppliers I'll put 45 days time for the payments. Some suppliers I'll pay within 6 months, but I'll pay interest also for them. So these all discussions we have to do that and gather requirement. Then we have to go for prepare document. Functional design document will prepare and send it to the customer saying that this is what we have discussed. As per our discussion, this is what we understood, what exactly you are expecting. And if you confirm this, then we will go ahead with configuration. So once you get approval from client, yeah, go ahead. Then we will go for configure it. We'll configure in dev instance. Means development server. Once it is done, we'll do the unit testing. We'll complete unit testing. After that, we'll go for testing instance. So again, once again, we have to test in testing instance. And then if everything is fine, move to production. Because before you move to the production, multiple times you are supposed to take it and do it. This is what actually our roles and responsibility. Okay. For every setup and configuration, we are supposed to do that. For every setup and configuration, we are supposed to do like this. Yeah. Okay. So now I'll show you how to configure the suppliers. I'll show you how to configure supplier. If you configure means create the supplier. If you want to create a supplier, you must be an employee and then you must be a buyer. So I'm going to show you supplier configuration. So if you want to configure supplier first, you must be employee. Then you must be buyer. Then you must have the access to supplier manager role. Then we can go for create supplier. These are the prerequisites. Okay. Now I'll show you how to hire an employee. Go to FSM. As I said, everything 90% setups we do it from here only. User menu, setup and maintenance. Which module we are working? Supply chain management domain. Which module? Procurement module. Here I can find procurement, order management, supply chain material management, product management. All these things, 4 things, we call it as our supply chain management. This is what we call it as supply chain management, except this manufacturing. That is not required for us. This product management is nothing but inventory. And of course, supply chain material also comes under inventory only. Then this is sales, order management, and this is procurement. Yeah. Now we are doing procurement setup. Go to procurement here. What I would like to do, I want to hire employee. Go to manage user task. I'll do it. So randomly, I'm going to do this assignment so that you will come to know what exactly we have to do in the project. Now I'm going to configure the supplier. Like this, we have to configure items, buyers, sales orders, purchase orders, item transactions, item controls, item counting. As I said, hundreds of setups we have to do. Right now, we are doing only one setup, that is supplier. Okay. Now go. Very first time what happened when you are doing first time setup, the navigations and a little bit confusion. But when we do it 4, 5, then the 6th one will be easy because by that time you are clear with the navigation. Straight away you'll go there and do that work, right? So I'm going to mention the employee name here, first name and last name. So I'm going to mention Sivakumar. Is an employee. For which company is working? For which business unit is working? US1 legal entity and US1 business unit. These two are built in, seeded data given by Oracle. But which client you are going to do this setup? Xerox Corporation. Then you need to create your company, means your client, and you have to create your company branches. Nothing but business units. Right now I'm using built-in. Legal employer setup we have to do. Business unit setup we have to do. Okay. So those and all obviously we'll be doing it in our training process. In training process we'll do. Right now I'm using built-in company and built-in business. Okay. Save and close. So this is the username I given, Siva. This username already exists. Okay. Let me go with Siva123. Yeah. Now your employee account is done successfully. I just wanted to search employee details and make some changes. So you can search from here. Siva at the rate of, this is what our employee account. That's right. In case you want to make any changes or you want to disable things, can be done. It's okay. Now I need an password, right? So if you would like to reset the password, excuse me, tools menu, security console. So here user account we are going to manage. Already user account we have created. Let's go to the tab here, users tab. Go to users tab. And yes, go ahead. You can unmute and ask for the doubts. Shiva123 is the username. Yes, someone, Kalyan, please go ahead. Someone says that I heard doubt. Veera, yes. I hope I missed the point regarding the practice instance. Do we have? Yes, we give the practice instance. We give it for 8 months. You will be getting 8 months practice instance for practice. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
Go
So
ahead.
if we have a requirement to create, say, 100 users, so we have to do manually all these steps
We'll
100
load
times
it.
or
We have the concept called data conversion. Okay. So by using the data conversion, we can go for load it.
okay, bulk load option is there.
Yes. Data
Okay.
conversion. So we'll be loading even supplier loading, customers loading, items
Okay.
loading, this is all invoices and all.
So
Are you
for
going to cover those topics?
Yes, the data conversion is part of our training.
So for this example, you have told that the client has appointed 10 functional consultants. So how the work will be assigned? So one functional consultant will be assigned, particularly you handle supplier function or
Yes.
something like that? Or?
Yes. Manager.
Okay.
Project
Okay.
manager. Project manager, first he will analyze.
Okay.
We are doing this implementation project 1 year for Xerox company. 2 modules we are going to implement, inventory and procurement. And based on the volume, based on the number of high level requirements, they won't go detailed requirements, managers. High level, they'll go for design. Okay, these many setups may be required functionally, these many setups may be required technically. So those all they'll go for segregate, and high level they'll give time frame to the client, and they will assign, okay, you start working on the items, you start working on purchase orders, you start working on suppliers, like that they'll allocate the work to
Okay.
us. They will allocate the work to us, then we'll start working on that.
They will give the time frame also, right?
Sometimes they will ask us to do it. You give me, you
Okay.
tell me how many days you can complete the supplier setup, so that I'll commit with client.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
So
asking you because I am completely new to this, so
yeah, I
I
got it.
need your
No problem.
experience. That is great. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can see that here, data migration here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, data migration. Technically, we'll be discussing how to load supplier data. Okay. So once you learn one component, data loading, then you can find out. Actually, it comes technical, but it's easy, not much complex. So obviously they'll ask you, why don't you learn this? And it's a matter of 2 days, 2 classes. It's a part of our training, data migration and reporting part.
This is similar to data loader in ERP.
FBDA, yeah, names are different and procedure is different.
Okay.
In ERP, human capital management, we call it as HDL. In finance and supply chain management, we call it as FBDA. And when it comes to ERPs, like old ERPs, Oracle, EBS, we call it as, you know,
Data loader.
interfaces. Yeah.
Interface.
Yeah.
No, we have a tool, where we can fill the information in the Excel sheet.
WebADA option might be
Web
there.
Yeah, data loader, and where we can map these columns, and once we will run, it would automatically populate the data, and we will just define the step 1, 2, 3 to till end. Correct?
The same steps here also, just navigations will be different.
Okay. And I have another question here. Like in when we will complete this training and all the stuff.
We'll
So we
discuss
are
that end of the training.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's not related to the topic, right? So we discuss that end of the training.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
raise that question. Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, now we are doing supplier configuration. In that we did employee hire. Because we hired employees successfully and we got user account also, right? So we created user account also, Siva123. Now reset the password for this, Siva. And If you want to create suppliers, you must to have the role called supplier manager. Add the role called supplier manager. Supplier manager role is added.
Mostly these data where we get more MDM team will set up.
Sorry, come again.
Mostly this raw data will be coming from the MDM team only. MDM team will do this setup. What is the item name, like customer name, vendor name, supplier name, all this type of information.
We initial stage we have to do. Going forward, after completion of the project, if they want to create, they can do it manually, day to day. But initially, when we are doing the implementation of the project, we have to do all these setups, and we have to give the training to the client. And then they going forward, they'll start working their work.
Okay, first functional consultant will do all these setups.
Yes.
Once everything is done, MDM team will do if any required changes.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Now, what I have done, I given the permission to Shiva, saying that he can create supplier. How we will give the permission? We'll give the role. We'll attach the role to the user. Shiva, 1, 2, 3. Go to navigator. We can see that procurement suppliers. I given only permission to supplier creation. So go to suppliers. So here I can find create supplier, supplier new. This is called Redwood. So in our training, we said that very first time we are going to introduce cloud supply chain management with the Redwood and AI, right? Redwood and artificial intelligence. So wherever Redwood is required, Oracle has implemented that we have to learn. Then artificial intelligence is implemented around 11 places in supply chain management. That also we have to learn. What are that 11 places? Okay. As I said, very first time we are going to implement Redwood with AI. So whenever the task comes, I'll be explaining. Now, how to enable this Redwood, how to disable this Redwood, how to customize this Redwood, we will be discussing. But development, we don't work because development is a technical team people. They write JavaScript. They go for writing the other APIs and try to do the work. So our job is just manage the Redwood pages. We'll see that later. Right now, I'm going ahead with a normal page.
So what is the difference between the regular pages and the Redwood pages? Is it something that Oracle giving extras?
Functionality wise, no difference. Functionality wise, no difference. What Oracle is telling, going forward, we are going to implement artificial intelligence, automation, as well as the integrating with other third-party tools extensively in the product. So existing UI is not that much compatible. So we are introducing the Redwood. Okay. So that everybody should follow it.
So all the Redwood pages will have this AI mechanism?
Right now, 11 places they given. As I said, it's very initial stage. Artificial intelligence in supply chain. Going forward, wherever is required, that they'll go for implement.
Okay.
That they will go for implement. If they want, it's every page AI is not required, right? So wherever it is business requirement is there, okay, then AI manager or architect should decide, okay, in this page we can utilize the AI agent services. Okay, fine. Then what exactly service you need? Then for that LLM model design and then gather the requirement. You need to train the agent first with the different scenarios, different parameters. That's a complete big story. So we are at a very starting level in AI model. Yeah. So I'm creating new supplier called Tata supplier. This supplier is spend authorized supplier, means you can buy the material. It's a corporation. And I'm going to create supplier here. Once supplier is created, then we go for create supplier address, nothing but branches. What are the different branches we have? Now go to address. Now this is supplier number and I can find addresses. This is supplier address. Which country? So one address is nothing but a one site. This address is used for ordering. You can order the goods and you can also go for remittance and you can also having requirement sending on phone number, fax, email is all and status is active, save and close.
Sir,
So yeah,
this information and all, we will have to take it from the
client.
client.
Yes, client. Client only we have to get it.
Okay.
So we have to explain to the client what information we require. Then they are supposed to provide that information, and we'll go for
We should be having a document before
yes,
presenting to the client and then
yes,
take.
yes. Okay. So I created supplier, then I created supplier address. Supplier address, nothing but a branches here. Okay. Then if I go to site, what system is showing? An address must exist before creating a site. Site is nothing but a branch. For example, I am going to buy the material from Tata company. Tata is telling that in Hyderabad, I have 10 branches. I need to manage all the 10 branches data, right? Because whenever I want to give the order, I will select Tata supplier High Tech City branch, or Tata supplier Secunderabad branch. Like that, I'll choose exactly site name, right? But now what I have done, I created supplier successfully. Then I also created address and I have saved successfully. But when I try to go to sites, it's showing the message an address must exist before creating a site. But already address exists, right? Already address exists, but it is waiting for approval. Still, you created and you saved it. You need to submit for approval. Click submit. Click submit. Okay. So it has been submitted and whatever the changes you have done, it required approval. Of course, you can search your supplier details here, whether it's been approved or not. So approval is very important. As a functional consultant, we are supposed to set different types of approvals: auto approval, amount based approval, manager based approval, position hierarchy, like the different types of approvals. We will be discussing that. Okay. Now I can find here supplier details here, and this is what still it is pending actually. Yeah, now it's done means auto approval. Auto approval is there. Now supplier address created successfully. Supplier address created successfully here. Now I am going for edit. Sites. When I go to sites, now I got another error message. That one is cleared. Address is not exist. That's cleared. Okay. Now the next one is you can maintain sites only if you are a procurement agent. You are employee. You are employee. You are not a buyer. You are not a buyer. If you are a buyer, then only you can create a site. Okay. We have created an employee, but we have not configured that employee is a buyer. Okay. Let me just log out from here. I'm going to show you how to make employee as a buyer. Now we have to make Siva is a buyer. Let me log in as an implementation user.
Implementation user is nothing but an administrator access kind of thing, right?
Yeah, almost like implementation user is nothing but a admin access indirectly or ITT.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. Now we will go to setup and maintenance here. Procurement. Now Mr. Shiva is not able to create supplier site. He is able to create supplier and address, but not site because he is not a buyer. Now let's see how to configure the buyer. Now go to the task, procurement agents. Procurement agents. Now I'm going to make Shiva is a agent, means buyer. For which company, for which branch is a buyer? US1 business unit. What is the name? Shiva Kumar, right? Shiva Kumar. This is. You can give the permission here. Yes, he can create suppliers. Allowed. Supplier creation is allowed. A lot of other options are there that we will see when we do the training. Right now, if you uncheck this checkbox, now Shiva cannot, even he is a buyer, but he can't create supplier. So I given this option is enabled. So save and close. Fine. Now Shiva is a supplier, Shiva is a buyer. So I just wanted to show you guys, that's the reason I have not configured buyer setup. So I have created employee directly. I tried to create a supplier without doing the buyer setup because I just wanted to show you how the application security is there, that how we have to learn. Okay. Now Shiva is employee, he is a buyer and he got the permission to create supplier. Now he is ready to complete the supplier setup. Okay. Now let me log in as Shiva. This is what actually we have to do. This is our work. So somebody might think I may not be able to understand. I am new to the ERP, whether I can understand or not. Some doubts will be there, right? So if you are able to understand the today's session, tomorrow also I'll take one more assignment. Okay. So if you are able to understand this, then it's fine. You are eligible to go ahead with the course. So now procurement suppliers. Now this is assignment I'm doing in the demo session. That's why I'm going a little bit faster. Straight away, I took one assignment, I'm doing it. But when we start training, right from the basic, step by step, we'll go on. Okay. Now let's search supplier, whatever we created. Tata. Edit. Go to addresses and sites. Now we don't find any warning message. We have seen two warning messages. First one, it was showing address was not exist because it was waiting for approval. Then it's got auto approval. Fine. Next warning message is you are not a buyer to create a site. Yeah, we made the buyer. Now Shiva is a buyer. Buyer is nothing but an employee who will buy the goods from supplier. Like we see in the company, sales people will be there. They are also company employees. But what they do, sales. They'll sell the products or services to the customers. There will be a clerk, right? So what they do? They maintain the accounting information. So they are also company employees, right? That's what it is. Okay. So now go to the sites here. Now here it will ask you the address name, whatever the address we have created. If supplier says that I have 20 branches, definitely 20 address we have to create. Then every address one site, nothing but one branch. So in Tata site name, this I'm putting it as it's New York site. Name of the site is. I can purchase the material from this branch. And after purchasing, I can also go for make the payments. Okay, save it. After that, we have to assign this site to our branch, site assignment.
Can you want to talk about those remaining site options
Yes.
later on, or?
Yes. All the remaining checkboxes and a lot of other options that we'll be discussing in the training. Yeah. So now what we have done, we created site and then we have assigned site to the business unit. This is how we will go for create site and site assignment. Then if I want to buy the material from this site, then I have to communicate with them, right? There should be some employee and I need their phone number, fax or email ID, those. Then who is the contact person? Supplier contacts. Okay. Now here I'm going to specify from supplier point of view, who is the point of contact in case if I want to buy the goods. So Mr. Nikhil Kumar is there. He's the sales manager over there. You can have administrative contact. If you have multiple contacts, you can specify what is the administrative contact. And you can choose the branch for which branch is a sales manager. And you can also create one username and password for the suppliers because they can track their order information, or if they have raised any invoices or payments, that also they can go for track it. Okay, so I'm going to create an user account for supplier also. These are the roles, supplier user account. So email ID, it is mandatory.
Sir, in the client environments, this is mandatory to create a user account for a supplier?
Yes, it is required. So
Okay.
I'll tell you, for suppliers and customers, it is required because let's say you are going to buy some goods from the Amazon portal. Okay, you will go to amazon.com. First thing, it will ask you to create an account, user account, is it?
Yes.
You are not Amazon employee. Still you are creating user account, right? Because you are a customer, you want to track your complete order details, cancel details, and status of the order, this all, right?
Yeah.
So you are going to get a user account. Same thing, if the supplier is going to supply the material to our company, I'll give an URL to the suppliers. You can check all your statuses here. So you don't need to send mail or you don't need to call me every time. So whatever I'm doing in my office updates, that you can check from your end. Like, for example, you apply for a job in company through job portal. And after the interview, if you need a feedback, you don't need to call them or send a mail. They'll give you some user account and URL. You please check the status over there. They'll be updated. Right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
we are not employee of that company. We are candidate. We are applicant. We are applying for a job. Even though we got a username and password, right? Yeah, that's same way. Suppliers and customers also required the usernames and passwords to track the information.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So this is how we will go for create supplier contact. So what we have done first, supplier, then supplier address, then supplier site, then supplier site assignment. After that, contact information. Then supplier qualification. So we don't give the vendorship to everybody, right? So supplier should be qualified. Supplier should be qualified. Then only we will give that, right? So that's what we are going to specify. So the supplier assessments and qualifications, will see there is separate module called supplier qualification management module. There we see the detailed information. Okay. But mainly the supplier setup will be like this here. Okay. Yeah. So this is how we will do the setups and configurations in our applications. I have explained you how to do the supplier configuration with multiple setups. Like this, we have to do customer setup, item setup, tax setup, procurement like this. Hundreds of setups we have to do. But whenever we are doing the setups, definitely there will be a dependency. Just now we missed one dependency, right? What was that? We created employee, directly we try to create a supplier. Okay, supplier you did, but site, it was showing message, you must be a buyer. That was the dependency. So that's all. Same thing for items, same thing for customers and all, we have to do that. Okay. So that is what setups and configurations, how we do it in the application. So I take one more assignment tomorrow related to the setups and configurations so that it will be more clear. Next, project hierarchy. Just now I said, right, how the project will come, how the companies will go for get a project. They start recruiting team members, project manager, project leaders, and all. They start working. Next, different phases in the project, cloud project, different phases. What are the different phases we see in the cloud project? Now go to the task here. There are 8 phases. First one is initiation phase. This is very starting one, where the delivery head, project manager, so who are going to communicate with the stakeholders, means company top heads. They'll be communicating, discussing about the project development, identification of the stakeholders, initial project planning, and then establishment of the governance structures, nothing but company structures. This all. After initiation stage, planning phase. Planning means requirement gathering, high level analysis, resource allocation, and team assignment. Just now, someone was asking, who will tell this? You do supplier setup, you do customer setup, and all. This will be done by the manager. So high level, our architect people will do that here. Okay. And now I can okay. And these 2 phases are very high level, senior level consultants or architects, or we are going to have the manager level. So third phase is design. Here we are going to start. As a team member, our involvement will be here. We are going to have our team member here. Designing phase, we are going to involve and we are going to conduct the workshops, nothing but explain about the product to the client here. So that we are going to specify. And then we will be having here configuration system. So this all we are going to see approval setups and all. So we are supposed to design and then we are going to develop. Just now we have designed supplier setup and then we have developed. So once you do the development, you do the testing also. Unit testing we have to do. So designing development means for functional point of view, it's a setups and configurations. What we have done is nothing but a development. Technical point of view, they have to build the queries, they have to build the programs, they have to build the integrations part, and then they have to start working on that. Okay. So we will be part of designing phase, will be part of development phase, as well as testing. It is required, obviously. Different types of testings, unit test, system integration test, UAT, user acceptance test, performance testing, security, uh, defeat resolution. So we will be involving in some of the testing cases. Some testing technical people will involve here. Next, finally, we'll go for deployment phase, deployment and then go live, and then post go live, then support or maintenance. These are total 9 phases we will be having in the cloud projects. We are going to be the part of 5 to 6 phases from the third phase: designing, development, testing, deployment, go live, post go live, support and maintenance. Okay. So we'll be discussing all these different tasks in the project when we are discussing about resume preparation, interview preparation and all. So that time we'll see more about it. So that's about different phases in the project and what is the hierarchy of the project. So this is about our second demo. Any doubts you have, please ask me so that I'll go for clarification. Yes.
Sir, Naresh here.
Yeah.
Sir, will it be included that the SCM related setups like business org creation and business unit creation, that also will be included in this?
Yes, yes. Tomorrow I'll be explaining. This is what actually our syllabus copy: functional setup manager, complete enterprise structure, chart of accounting, legal entities, business units, inventory, sub-inventories, and everything will go for implementation.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'll go for detailed syllabus. We have just gone through a high level, right? What are the modules? But when we go for tomorrow, we'll go for detailed syllabus.
Is there any weekend batches, sir?
No, we don't have time to conduct weekend. We will be having weekdays on the Monday to Friday.
Okay. How many months valid for once you are joined in the RTL Technologies?
It's always, see, server is valid for 8 months and the video is
After
always.
server also. After server, okay, after 8 months also. Maybe, for example, few sections I have missed it. Okay, I need to join again in another batch. Like
No,
that,
another
is
batch
possible.
means they may not be able to give the permission to attend the entire batch. Okay.
Not
So if
few
you-
sections.
that you
If
can
you
communicate
speak,
with admin, that you can communicate admin, they will tell.
Hello, Chandra.
Yes,
Shekshawali, yes.
yes,
So you have created the user Shiva123, right?
yes.
So you have given all the support roles, what are is required.
Hmm.
So once the implement is done and we need to deliver the product to the client, so the username will be the same.
Yeah. So that username, some clients, they says that they want a Gmail ID. They wanted to have person number like that different.
So initially they will provide the username or we can choose our own.
They will provide the usernames. So we cannot decide, right? Yeah.
Okay. So maybe, okay. So if they provide the username, so based on that username, we will be giving the roles to that employee.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So my password he can change, right?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Mahesh here. So actually, currently I'm working as a technical consultant for Oracle ERP.
Yeah.
Now, so what I understood from this is completely going to be functional sessions actually.
Yes.
So just I'm in bit dilemma, like, so how it would be like if I move from technical to fusion function consultant, or else is it suggestible to move from technical to technical consultant?
See, you are
So
already
just,
working in EBS application and RISE components as a technical
yeah,
consultant.
right.
It will be easy for you to work in Fusion Technical. You don't need much practice here. So you can learn the functional, what we are going to do this course. So with this, you will get some technical knowledge also, right? Because we are going to conduct a technical point of view. You can easily improve your skills in the technical areas automatically. Because only navigation will be different here, remaining all common.
Okay, because in Fusion side, what are the tools that they are going to use for development? Well, I'm not sure. So,
That will be a part.
so
I'll be
all,
explaining what are the tools and technical side. So I'll be explaining how to do one BI report, one PDA, this technical. So based on that, you can start working. In case if you want to be a, technically also strong.
oh,
Yeah.
but your suggestion is like moving from technical to technical is pretty easy. Yeah.
Actually, what I say, you are already working in Oracle EBS Technical. Okay.
Right.
So you are expert in technical. So at any point of time, if they assign you some technical work, you can do. Now you are going
Right.
to learn functional also. So you are not moving, you are just extending. So you will be
Okay.
always technical consultant and you are trying to learn functional. You are trying to make your skills both functional as well as technical. Both.
Now,
That's
why
all.
I'm asking this question, Chandra? Because some people have suggested me to move to functional area in the Fusion. That would be bit good for us. That is what
Yeah,
somebody
that's
has
fine.
suggested me.
Functional is always
But
market, no problem. But
yeah,
technical
but
point
since
of view, you already learned and you are already working, right?
right.
So that will be helpful always. Let's not leave that stream. So
Okay.
technically that you can always have it here also, right? Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Is there any document is going to be shared every day or any at the end of the course?
Every class will be recorded and will be sharing through your Google Drive. You can download, and we have separate documentation, module wise, topic wise, that you can go for download.
Oh, that's document also required.
Yeah, yeah. Please.
Sir, you will teach again this type of thing like today we did setup and maintenance in our training.
Yes, that is, see, from Thursday onwards, tomorrow will be our final demo session. Thursday onwards, right from the basics, we'll go creating the user.
Okay. And so when will we get the
This is,
access for that? On Thursday only if we take the course training.
yeah, that day itself you will get it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that day itself you will get it.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So end of this training session, are we getting a real-time assignment like to set up a company and COD and
Yeah, we are going to create a new company, new branch. Everything is new suppliers, new items, sub customers, everything.
and which industry we are going to take like for
It can
manufacturing?
be any industry, then any industry you can take, but the functionality will be same, right?
Because this SCM module is already related to order to cash and P2P because
Yeah.
here we have in manufacturing we have FG items and the PT items like something like that. So are we going to take care of these concepts in our this assignments?
We will go with as per supply chain management assignments. See, you are implementing SCM for banking client or you are implementing for automobile client, but both are same. But the functionality wise might be different, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine, guys, let's connect you tomorrow. That's going to be our final demonstration. Thank you. You can find this in another couple of hours in the YouTube channel. This is going to be our second demo. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.